Hello students, myself Suresh VS. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to start a new lesson from your textbook Snapshots. It is your second chapter. The title of the lesson is The Address, written by Marga Miku. Marga Miku was born on 31st March 1920. She was a writer and journalist from Dutch. A Dutch journalist and a writer, and she was born in Ginnekan to an Orthodox Jewish family. See, her first book was published in 1957 under the title Het Beter Kruid, meaning is that the better her. So this chapter, the address, what is the theme of the chapter? The human dilemma that follows war and the death of beloved ones. The human dilemma that follows war and the death of beloved ones. You see that the human beings face a lot of problem after the war, and how much we suffer after the death of beloved ones. That is the theme of this lesson. Clear? So now, again as I told you, this story is written under the background of a Second World War. In Second World War, Holland was captured by Germany under the Nazi Party. Nazi Party was led by Hitler. You studied in history about Hitler, how cruel he was. He persecuted the Jews, and 90% of people of Holland were Jews. So thousands were persecuted and thousands of people were imprisoned. As a result of what happened, many people left the country. So this story is based on or in the background of Second World War. This story is a poignant account of a daughter. Poignant means a moving account of a daughter who goes in search of her mother's belongings after the war in Holland. So that is a story. A daughter, she goes back to Holland after the war in search of her mother's belongings. What happens then? When she finds them, the objects evoke memories of her early life. When she finds these things, mother's belongings, these objects produce a kind of feelings, emotions on her. So what did she do? She left everything there and moved ahead, or she went back from there without taking all these things. Now let us see the story. Do you still know me? I asked. The narrator asked to a woman. Who is this woman? We will come to know about it. She asked to a woman this question. Do you know me? The woman looked at me searchingly. So immediately the woman started looking at the narrator in an inquiring way. Who are you? In such a way. Okay? She had opened the door a ching. Ching means a narrow opening. That means a little. The woman opened the door only a little, seeing a new visitor there, a stranger there. She was not ready to open the door fully. I came closer and stood on the step. So the narrator went closer and stood there on the step. No, I don't know you. Very rough voice, in a rough voice, she said, no, I don't know you. I am Mrs. S.'s daughter. So the narrator introduced herself, that she was the daughter of Mrs. S. She held her hand on the door as though she wanted to prevent it opening any further. So she held the door very tightly, as she did not want the visitor to enter the door. So she caught the door, held the door very tightly to prevent the visitor entering the house. Her face gave absolutely, completely no sign of recognition. So her face did not give any sign of recognition. She kept staring at me in silence. She was going on looking at the narrator silently. Staring means looking straightly. So she was looking straightly, okay, at the narrator. Very silently, calm and quiet she was. Perhaps I was mistaken. So immediately the narrator thought, maybe she was mistaken. She had reached in the wrong place. I thought perhaps it is not her. Maybe it may not be this woman whom I am searching for. I had seen her only once, fleetingly. Fleetingly means momentarily, for a short time. So the narrator thought that She had seen this woman only once, that also for a moment, for a short time. And that was years ago. That also happened many years back. It was most probable that they had rung the doorbell, wrong bell. So the narrator thought that she had reached the wrong place and she had rung the wrong bell. That means she was there in a wrong address. The woman let go of the door and stepped to the side. Now this time the woman left the door, made the door free and made it to go freely to and moved to side. She was wearing my mother's green knitted cardigan. That time the narrator noticed the one thing. What was that? The woman was wearing her mother's woolen jacket. Knitted woolen jacket. That was of her mother's. The wooden buttons were rather pale from washing. The buttons and all became faded or the color was gone. Why? Because after washing a long time. After washing many times. She saw that I was looking at the cardigan and half hid herself again behind the door. Immediately the woman understood that the narrator was looking at her cardigan. Surely she will identify me. So what did she do? She moved behind the door again. But I know now that I was right. But the narrator understood that she was at the right place, at the right address. So I thought I was right. Well, you know me, my mother, I asked her. Then she asked this question. Well, you know my mother? Have you come back? Oh, you have come back? Said the woman. I thought no one had come back. So I thought none of the people who had left the country had come back. Many people left the country during the war, fearing the persecution, torture. And I thought that none of had come back. Then she said, only me. A door opened and closed in the passage behind her. Immediately a door opened and closed just behind her, in the passage. And what happened? A musty smell emerged. From there, an unpleasant smell came. I regret I cannot do anything for you. The woman said very roughly. I am sorry, I cannot do anything for you. I have come here especially on the train. I wanted to talk to you for a moment. Then the narrator said, you see, I had come here by train. And I had come here just to talk to you, only to talk to you. That is the purpose of my visit. It is not convenient for me now. Hey, it is not convenient for me now. That means it's not at all comfortable for me to talk to you now. I can't see you another time. Now I cannot see you. You go now. Come on another time. She nodded and cautiously closed the door as though no one inside the house should be disturbed. She shook her head. No, I cannot see you. And telling that what did she do? Very calmly, very cautiously, very carefully, she closed the door as if no one inside the house must not come to know about, no one inside the house must know about such a visitor. I stood where I was on the stop. So she was there on the step. She stood there itself. She didn't get an entry to the house. So the narrator might be, really she was shocked and surprised and couldn't understand what to do. The curtain in front of the bay window moved. The bay window means a large window with the glasses. So the curtain that was moved, a large window was there, its curtain was moved. Somebody moved the curtain from inside. Someone stared at me and would have asked what I wanted. And somebody stared at me, looked at me from inside and asked this question, what this person wanted? Why did she come? Then the woman replied, no, nothing. The woman would have said it was nothing. It was nothing. I looked at the nameplate again. So I looked at the nameplate one more time. What it was written there? Darling. It said in black letters on white enamel. It was written in black letters on white paint, metal paint. And on the jam inside of the door. And on the side of the door, what was there? A bit higher, the number was written there, number 46. So the house number was written there, 46. As I walked slowly back to the station, I thought about my mother who had given me the address years ago. So she started moving towards the railway station. She was going back. While going back, she thought about her mother, okay, because she had given this address to her daughter many years back. She got this address from her mother. It had been in the first half of the war. So she remembers it. This happened in the first half of the war. I was home for a few days and it struck me immediately that something or other about the rooms had changed. See, in the first half of the Second World War, she visited her home and that time she noticed that there were some changes in the room. Something happened in the room. Some changes happened in the room. See, she immediately noticed it and she mentioned that to her mother. So something happened there. I missed various things. What was the things? She noticed that various things at her homes were missing. It were not there. My mother was surprised I should have noticed so quickly. When I said to my mother, she was really surprised because the narrator had noticed very quickly. My mother was surprised. Then she told me about Mrs. Darling. I had never heard of her, but apparently she was an old acquaintance of my mother. At that time, she told about this woman. Her name is Mrs. Darling. She told about Mrs. Darling to her daughter. And you see that she was my mother's an old acquaintance. Acquaintance is a non-person. And whom she had not seen for years. So you see that my mother had not seen this woman for so many years. But suddenly, she turned up and renewed their contact. And you see that suddenly, from somewhere, she came and you see that a new contact, that means their contact had been renewed or started again. Since then, she had come regularly. Since then, she started coming to the house of the narrator's house. That means she became a frequent visitor of my house. Dear students, I hope you understood this much part. We will discuss the other part of the story in our upcoming videos. So please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you. Thank you.